Liam Hart, a young billionaire known for his luxurious lifestyle and inherited empire, had everything except certainty about the woman he planned to marry. His fiancée, Bella, was beautiful, confident, and always seemed supportive. But something nagged at him. Would she still love him if he were just normal? Determined to find out, Liam staged a sudden financial downfall. 2 days later, news spread like wildfire. Liam Hart's empire had collapsed. Media headlines screamed fraud. Frozen assets. Investigations. Layoffs. Social media had a field day. But it was all staged, a grand illusion Liam orchestrated with a small circle of trusted staff. In their luxurious penthouse, Bella's scream pierced the silence. "Are you joking right now? You lost everything." "I didn't lose you," Liam replied calmly, testing her reaction. She blinked, laughed nervously, then stopped smiling. "So what, we're supposed to move to the slums now? Eat noodles and beans like peasants?" She snapped, pacing the marble floors in her silk robe. Liam looked at her, his heart sinking. "It's temporary, Bella. I just need someone who believes in me. Someone who loves me, not just my bank balance." She folded her arms and said nothing. Within a week, Liam had moved into a rundown one-bedroom apartment on the city's outskirts, with peeling walls, a dripping tap, and no AC. No staff. No chefs. Just him, dust, and silence. Bella visited once. Then went silent. His texts were met with short replies. His calls, ignored. Until one Friday evening, he saw her tagged in a photo on social media, smiling in a nightclub, clinking glasses with a man Liam didn't recognize, Jaden. Jaden pulled up in a Porsche. Flashy suit. Diamond chains. Bella clung to his arm, laughing like she hadn't in months. Liam's stomach turned. Something was off about the guy, he could tell. But Bella was mesmerized. That night, Bella came over. Liam hoped to reconnect. But she arrived in a tight red dress, clearly on her way to meet Jaden. "Look, Liam. I think we need a break," she said, her tone flat. "A break?" Liam asked. "I need a man who can provide. Who's going somewhere. Not one who's living off boiled eggs and pity," she said coldly, dropping his spare key on the table. He said nothing. Just nodded slowly. And she left. The next morning, Liam's life changed, not because of Bella, but because of Ava, the woman next door. She knocked gently, holding a covered bowl. "Hi. I made extra jollof rice. You look like you could use a good meal," she said shyly. Liam blinked, surprised. No questions. No judgment. Just food and a smile. "Thank you," he said, the warmth in his chest unfamiliar. She visited often after that, sometimes with food, sometimes with medicine, sometimes just with her stories and laughter. Ava never asked about his past. Never asked about his money. And never looked at him like he was less. While Bella chased borrowed gold, Liam found something real in the most unexpected place. Bella's new man, Jaden, was everything Liam used to be, a flashy, bold, and always surrounded by noise. He drove an exotic Porsche, rocked designer shoes, and always had a crisp roll of cash to throw around. Bella was hooked instantly. Her friends envied her. Even strangers whispered when she walked into restaurants clinging to his arm. "See what real men do." Jaden would boast, ordering the most expensive wine. "He didn't deserve you," Bella replied, rolling her eyes at any mention of Liam. But what Bella didn't know was that every single thing Jaden had was borrowed. The Porsche? Rented. The clothes? Loaned from a boutique he promised publicity. The mansion she visited once? Belonged to a friend on vacation. Even the cash? Borrowed from 5 different people, juggling like a circus act. But Bella didn't care to look too closely. She was blinded by shine. Meanwhile, Liam's life in the slum wasn't glamorous, but it was honest. Ava, his next-door neighbor, brought him light during the darkest days. She shared food even when she didn't have enough for herself. She patched his worn-out shirts. They sat on the balcony some nights, watching the moon, talking about dreams. Ava had no idea who Liam really was. She just saw a kind man who was hurting. One day, Liam offered her half of his only meal. Ava smiled, shook her head. "You don't share because you have a lot. You share because you know what it's like to have nothing," she said. That line stayed in Liam's chest for days. Back on Bella's side, things were heating up. Literally. One night, she got a message from Jaden. "Pack a bag, babe. We're flying to Cape Town in the morning." Excited, Bella rushed to his place. But this time, the gate didn't open. The mansion was locked. She called him. No answer. She walked to the back, only to hear loud voices. "I told you I'd return the car today," Jaden shouted over the phone. "Don't come to my mama's house again." Bella froze. Mama's house? She crept to the side window, and what she saw broke her. Jaden, the flashy man, was standing in a cramped, run-down one-room apartment. His shirt was torn. His shoes were fake. And he was yelling at someone, sweating in frustration. Bella stood frozen in disbelief. Everything had been a lie. Suddenly, he turned, spotting her through the curtain. "Bella, wait," he shouted. But she ran. Her world spun. Humiliation. Shock. Betrayal. Days passed. Bella tried texting Liam. No response. She came to his apartment, but the door was closed. It was Ava who answered. Calmly. Kindly. "He's not home," she said, even though he was sitting quietly inside, listening. Bella returned the next day. Then again. But the warmth she once knew was gone. At the same time, Ava found herself falling, not for Liam's looks, but for his heart. She never tried to impress. She just was herself. Honest, humble, strong. And Liam? For the first time in his life, he felt safe. But nothing stays hidden forever. One morning, paparazzi stormed the neighborhood. Cameras flashed. Cars lined the streets. And Liam stood in front of his rusted door, dressed in a tailored suit, surrounded by bodyguards. Ava gasped. Bella arrived too, shocked. "What's going on?" she stammered. Liam turned. The billionaire mask was back on. He looked at Ava first. "Come with me." Then at Bella, "You had your test. And you failed." The street was in chaos. Cameras clicked, neighbors peeked through their windows, and everyone whispered the same question. "That poor guy, he's a billionaire." Liam stepped out of the slum apartment for the last time, but not alone. Beside him was Ava, stunned, still in her house slippers, holding a small nylon bag. She hadn't even processed what was happening. Liam leaned close. "You've been the only real one in a world full of actors," he said. Ava blinked. "What's going on?" Liam smiled faintly. "I'm not who you think I am. But you've seen the real me. And that's what matters." The bodyguards opened the door. The car was waiting. Before getting in, Bella rushed through the crowd. Her makeup was ruined, her eyes swollen. "Liam, please. I didn't know. He tricked me," she cried. Liam turned to face her. "You left me when I had nothing. You wanted shine, not substance. Now that the shine is back, you want to return. But I'm not that desperate." Bella dropped to her knees. "I'm pregnant. It's Jaden's, but his disappeared. I don't know what to do." The crowd fell silent. Liam looked at her with calm disappointment. "Now you know how it feels to be abandoned." He got into the car, and it pulled away, leaving Bella in tears, surrounded by neighbors who once envied her. Weeks later. Ava stood in awe at the marble mansion Liam called home. She was offered designer clothes, gold necklaces, anything she wanted. But she didn't ask for any of it. All she said was, "I just want to sit next to you and talk like before." And that's when Liam knew she was the one. He threw a quiet engagement dinner, no media, no glitz, just love, family, and soft music. Ava wore a simple blue gown. Liam stood beside her and raised a glass. "True wealth isn't money," he said, "it's finding someone who stands by you when the world sees nothing in you." Ava smiled, tearing up. Everyone clapped. From that day forward, Ava became the woman the world admired, not because she married a billionaire, but because she saw his heart before his bank account. Meanwhile, Bella sat alone in a government hospital, waiting for a test result, holding her belly. Her world had fallen apart, and there was no one left to blame but herself. And as for Liam and Ava, they built more than wealth, they built legacy. Because in a world obsessed with riches, they proved that character is the real currency. If this story moved you, don't forget to follow, like and subscribe, share and comment interesting story in the comments.